Welcome back to City Park, Lander Lobos fans, for a nice Tuesday afternoon matchup against the Rawlins Renegades. We are joining this game in the bottom of the first inning. Got a little bit of an early start here in City Park tonight. The score, though, still is 0-0 in the bottom of the first. Here's Sam Bush kicking us off in the bottom of the first at the plate. Batting at the top of the order tonight. Hits one high and deep into center field, where center fielder just shuffles a few steps back and makes the catch. And now here comes Evan Stevenson, number 55, batting second on this nice and cool afternoon. It's finally cooled off a little bit here in Lander after a very hot 8 or so days in a row. Low and outside, ball one. It's outside once again. 2 balls and no strikes against Stevenson. Stevenson liked the look of that one, took a swing and fouled it behind the backstop, so now 3 balls and 1 strike. It is a much quieter atmosphere here at City Park after a busy DR3 Memorial Tournament over the weekend, in which the Lobos, of course, made it all the way to that championship game. Stevenson swings at strike 2, now a full count. Stevenson swings and hits one deep into right center, where that's going to fall. And nice hit from Stevenson on the full count. And it's going to be close, but Stevenson safe at second for a nice double. Gets the Lobos underway at bat this evening, and we'll have Braxton Byers, number 32, with the pink bat. Braxton Byers draws the sword and immediately takes a pitch in the upper back and walks to first. Needed a shield more than a sword for that one. And that'll bring up Caden Rowan, batting fourth again today. Nobody out, runners on first and second for the Lobos. 1 out, rather. Inside, ball one. Caden Rowan gets underneath that one, sends it high into the outfield, inner outfield, and the catch is made. Stevenson able to advance to third. Byers stays on first, and it's 2 outs now. In the bottom of the first with Teddy Rivera coming up to take his first at-bat of the afternoon. Want to know? Ground ball toward third base and the long throw to first. It's accurate, and that will end the first inning. So the Lobos not yet able to get on the board. We're heading to the second with the score tied 0-0. And welcome back to the top of the second inning as it's Ford David on the mound this evening to get things going on defense for the Lobos. Ford relatively new to baseball, only playing for 2 years at this point. Still on the learning curve of pitching, but he is learning quickly, I've been told. So thanks, as always, for watching along as the Lobos take on the Renegades at home. We do appreciate all of our viewers near and far, and feel free to use that comment section on YouTube to let me know if the stream is working well for you this afternoon, and if I can, I'll make adjustments as needed. So there's ball 4 from Ford, or a Renegade on first base now with nobody out. And up comes number 6, Ian Westby. Just high, ball 1. That one's fouled behind into the park by Westby. There's strike 2. Hit high into shallow right field, where it does drop between the right fielder and second baseman. The throw to second. Runner's safe there, so runners on first and second now with nobody out, and that'll bring up Trace Hopkins, number 24 for the Renegades. Rawlins in the gray and red pinstripes tonight. The Lobos in their green shirts and gray pants. And it's wildly cooler than it was over the weekend, right around 62 degrees or so now, maybe even a little cooler than that. Quite a relief after a tournament with average temperatures in the high 80s all weekend long. So Evan Stevenson lending some of his pitching experience to Ford David on the mound. Just low for ball 3. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And Ford throws ball 4 to load the bases here. And up comes Wyatt Bragg with nobody out. Chance here for the Renegades to take the lead. and hit up the middle. One out at second, and the runner at first is safe. So the Lobos get one out, and the Renegades score one run. Lobos went for the double play there. It was a good throw, but just a half a second late. Runners on first and third base now. There's strike two right down the middle from Ford. And there's strike three. So Ford strikes out Aiden Landa. 2 outs now. That brings up Danny Warrington for the Renegades. The Lobos looking to keep the Renegades' advantage to a minimum. They still have runners on first and third here. Warrington watches strike one land just in the outer lower reaches of the strike zone. There's ball one, so 1-1 the count. Swung on for strike two and the throw to first. Nothing comes of that. And Warrington strikes out. So the Renegades score one, but Ford David did well there to keep it to just the one run. The bases were loaded with nobody out, so it certainly could have been worse there for the Lobos. They did well under pressure. Ford turning up the pitching there to strike out two. Good stuff from him. Now it'll be the Lobos in the bottom of the second. So here comes Jacob Bush, number 37. His first at bat of the game. So that one's lofted quite high and quite outside. And got underneath that, and it's going to land just in front of the shortstop, who bobbles it momentarily, and Jacob Bush singles there. Made minimal contact with the ball, just sending it on a little lofting pop-up with a lot of backspin into the infield, but enough to get things going for the Lobos here in the bottom of the second and bring up Juan Herrera, number 22. Juan Herrera hit on the outside of the left tricep there. Heads to first. Runners on first and second for the Lobos with nobody out. Down 1 run. Here's Noriega, one of the younger Lobos. Shows for the bunt, and Jacob Bush advances to third. Juan Herrera does the same and moves on to second. Two strikes now. Swung on for strike 3. That'll bring up number 42, Nate Childers. Approaching the plate to some old school Black Eyed Peas. Interesting choice. And takes a swing and hits it toward third. Here comes the throw from Warrington to first. The Lobos tied the game 1-1, and one out at first for a total of 2 here in the bottom of the second. Juan Herrera on third base. And Ford, the starting pitcher tonight for the Lobos, comes up to the plate. High and inside, ball 1. Ford liked the look of that one, was just underneath it in the end, so 1-1 now the count. Ford trying to bring Juan Herrera home. Give the Lobos the lead here in the second inning. That's well outside, ball 2. I was just looking outside, but Ford decided he liked the look of it, took a swing, 2-2 now the count. And ground ball toward second base, where it's just bobbled momentarily. So Ford safe at first. Juan Herrera safe at home. 2-1 Lobos. It's back to the top of the order now. Hit hard, but foul. So Sam Bush, who flied out on his first at-bat back in the first inning. Now faces the 0-1 count. The 1-2 pitch. So that's behind Bush. 2-2 now the count. Forward on second base for the Lobos. 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. That one's well outside. Full count. The throw to third. The throw was on time, but it was just a little bit high. Warrington, the third baseman, caught it, but couldn't bring it down quickly enough to make the tag. And meanwhile, Sam Bush walks to first, and Evan Stevenson comes up for his second at-bat appearance of the night. Stevenson doubled last time out in the first inning. That one's well outside. Ford thought about coming home, but opted not to, as the catcher was quick off of his starting position to gather it. Runners on second and third. Evan Stevenson hits it toward shortstop, and the throw to first ends the inning. Stevenson out at first. Lobos did score 2 runs there in the bottom of the second to take a narrow 1-run lead as we head to the third. So a pitching change for the Lobos. Here in the top of the third, it's Darius Boyer, number 33, taking over for Ford David. And at the plate, it is the number 5 Renegade, Peyton Bergman. High into shallow left field where it seems the sun was a factor there, and the ball drops. Bergman safe at first. Into center field and caught. Ben Shade. Play to first. Got him. It was close. Darius Boyer charged off the mound to pick that up, throw it to Braxton Byers at first, and get out number 2. So the Renegades with runner on second here with 2 outs. And coming up to the plate, it's number 51, Vaughn Grant. There's strike 1. And tiny little piece of that makes for strike 2. So Darius Boyer looking to make a quick top of the third inning here. Just needs one more strike. And nearly had it, but just outside. It's close, but just a fraction inside. That's a full count. And Darius Boyer got him. So it was a quick top of the third inning. The Lobos headed back to the plate in the bottom of the third now with a 1-run lead, 2-1 the score. So we are into the bottom of the third now, where Braxton Byers will get us underway at the plate. This is Seth Ryman on the mound for the Renegades.
Loud thunder, heavy rain, thin line between joy and pain. It's a long, strange trip, it's all insane. You ain't never gonna be the same. Living life through the night, thin line of lightning strike. Sometimes the only light when
Byers thought about that one, but just a little low and outside for his taste. Ball one. Gave that one some thought too, but it was just high and elected once again not to swing. Two balls, no strikes. That was inside. Byers decided to swing a little late, which sent the ball way left and foul its trajectory. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Byers swings hard again at another inside pitch. 2-2 now the count. So that one hit Byers around the shins. Second time he's hit with a ball in this game, and he hobbles off to first base. And now we'll see Connor Higginbotham, who has just come into the game. We assume he is replacing Caden Rowan. And Higginbotham also hit by a pitch, so runners on first and second for the Lobos now. So here comes Teddy Rivera. Jacob Bush is on deck. Nobody out in the bottom of 3. Rivera took a swing, strike 1. That's behind Rivera. 1 ball, 1 strike. Teddy Rivera got a little bit of that. Sent it behind into the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Byers and Higginbotham both advance. Runners on second and third now for the Lobos. So Teddy Rivera wears that one. That's 3 Lobos in a row who have been hit by pitches, and the bases are loaded as a result. Jacob Bush coming up to the plate. The Renegades take a moment out for an infield meeting. Ball 1 to Jacob Bush. Jacob Bush swings and hits it up and high. Is that going to drop fair? It does, just behind the first base, and then bounces over the foul line, so it is fair, and we've got runners moving throughout the infield here. 2 score for the Lobos. That'll make the score overall 4-1. Jacob Bush stays at first and Teddy Rivera to second, so nobody out here. So the Lobos start to get the beginnings of a third inning rally going. Here's Will Bush at the plate.
Hey, you're right, number 4. Take a breath, kiddo. Just take a breath, buddy. You're all right.
So another Lobo hit by a pitch, and the bases loaded once again. Here's Stoger at the plate for the Lobos. The Lobos rotating quite a bit this evening.
I'm sorry. It's broken. It is not me. It's the phone.
It's not working. Leave us alone.
We are trying. We don't know it's possessed. It doesn't matter. You can hit start. You can just stay. It has a mind of its own right now.
Exactly. It may come, it may go.
You should probably talk to somebody about it.
There's strike one. Stoger swings, and that one's fouled.
You know what? It's their fault. They should have got us tacos. And then you and I would not be like. We would be functional. We would be. We would have sustenance. We would be good. For sure. I agree.
High and outside. High and outside once again.
You're right, kiddo. Readjust.
So the Renegades get one. Base is still loaded, and Ben Shade coming up to the plate.
So far, so good.
Can't promise it will stop.
No.
Ground ball towards second. And the ball is dropped, so all runners safe, and the Lobos score again. 5-1. Now here comes Darius Boyer. Boyer currently on the mound, or on the mound earlier this inning, I should say, for the Lobos. Takes a swing at a good-looking pitch, does not connect, for strike one.
Hey now, come on, D.
And there's
You
strike
gotta
two.
sit on it, bud.
Boyer got a piece of that and sent it up and over into the sort of bullpen area. Batting cage zone. Still alive here with 2 strikes. And then pops one up into shallow left where the sun is in the eyes of the shortstop, but he makes the catch anyway for 2 outs. Bases still loaded. Now it's Sam Bush. Ground ball past third base, so 1 and 2 more Lobos score. 7-1 now. Sam Bush with a nice grounded single, which will bring up Evan Stevenson here with 2 outs. Runners on first and third. Courtesy runner for the Lobos. Herrera will run for Bush at first base. So Stevenson at the plate. Byers on deck. Was just high for ball 1. Stevenson was reaching for that, had to step out over the plate to try to swing at it, couldn't connect. A regrettable swing there. 7-1 is the score. That one's outside. 2-1. So Stevenson, who doubled in the first, waiting for his pitch here. That one's behind him. The hips shift forward to avoid it, and 3-1 the count. And that one's hit into left center, where it will drop. Stevenson running to second for his second double of the afternoon, and 2 more Lobos score, taking us to 9-1 now. The 2-out rally continues. Braxton Byers coming up to the plate.
Under heavy rain, thin line between joy and pain. It's a long, strange trip, it's all insane. You ain't never gonna be the same. Living life through the night, thin line of the lightning strike. Sometimes the only light when the moon is tucked away.
Byers tosses the sunglasses aside. Braxton Byers has been hit by 2 pitches here. He'll want to break that streak and hit one himself. So most of the infield shaded now on what is turning out to be a surprisingly chilly afternoon, where Byers has to make a quick movement to avoid getting hit for the 3rd time in this game. And as I was saying, the conditions here are cold, which is quite a change from what we've experienced recently in Lander. Very hot and humid in the past week or 2. This is actually a nice relief, though I wish I brought a thicker jacket to deal with it. Evan Stevenson on third base now. Ready to come home. That one's low. The Braxton Byers hit by yet another pitch. Walks to first once again. He did his very best to dodge that one, but couldn't get out of the way. And now we'll see the return of Caden Rowan, number 31. Still 2 outs with runners on first and third. So a pitching change for the Renegades. We'll have Peyton Bergman taking over for Seth Ryman. Score is 9-1. We are in the bottom of the third. Caden Rowan's coming up next for the Lobos, and Teddy Rivera is on deck. Two Lobos on base. Braxton Byers on first. Evan Stevenson on third. Caden Rowan makes contact and sends it gently over the backstop. So that's behind Rowan's head. Just high. Fouled behind once again from Rowan.
Please return all foul balls to the crow's nest.
So Caden Rowan watches strike three. That'll end the third inning. Lobos up 9-1 going into the fourth. So still Darius Boyer on the mound for the Lobos here in the fourth. Brady Snyder, number 44 at the plate for Rawlins. One's alone outside, ball 2. Boyer finds the strike zone there. And there's ball 4. So Brady Snyder walks. That'll bring up number 6, Ian Westby. Ground ball to third in the play at second. Got one. The attempt at first is late, so no double play, but the Lobos do get one to bring up Trace Hopkins, number 24. That's high from Boyer, ball 1. One and one now. A little foul tip there, so Boyer now just one strike away. Trying to make this quick once again, Boyer. And got him. So Darius Boyer with another strikeout. 2 outs now in the top of 4. Renegades do have a runner on second as they try to chip away at the Lobos' sizable 8-run lead. This is number 37, Wyatt Bragg. Just outside from Boyer and a good stop from Bush behind the plate. That one's just outside. Two and one the count. And foul ball to Boyer at the mound, makes the nice comfortable throw over to first base to end the top of the fourth inning. So another quick one from Boyer. It'll be the Lobos in the bottom of the fourth, trying to build on their 9-1 lead.
You're cheating. We're not allowed to leave. We don't get to leave. You don't get to leave. Why? You said you don't get to leave if we don't get to leave.
I was on the Subway sandwich, but I think I'm ready for soup.
Right. We ended up shutting the door. We were like,
Double across, please.
So as the shade is cast over the stadium here in City Park, everyone on site is a little bit cold. Somehow we're seeing blankets in the stands, not sights that you commonly associate with mid-June in Lander, but the weather is ever unpredictable and we're all a little bit chilly here today on this afternoon. So it's going to be Teddy Rivera coming up first here in the bottom of the fourth. Jacob Bush will be on deck. Still Peyton Bergman on the mound for the Renegades. And it is the fourth inning, not the third, so my apologies there. I have now made that change. Should be reflected in your screen. Rivera shows for the bunt. It was a little low underneath his bat, strike one. And that's hit by Rivera. That'll drop awkwardly in the infield. A lot of backspin on that, so Rivera gets a single. Now here's Jacob Bush. Jacob Bush already with 2 singles in this game. Good productive contributions from the plate from him. Outside. Strike called there. Outside once again. And that's high, ball 4. Jacob Bush walks to first. Here comes Juan Herrera, number 22. Herrera shows for the bunt, can't connect. So that's strike 1, but Rivera and Bush both advance on to second and third base, respectively.
Hey, you're right, Ron. Come on now.
Juan takes a swing at a good-looking pitch for strike 2.
Just relax, bud. Just play speed, buddy. Just do.
1 Herrera hit by another pitch in this game. That's his second time going to first base by those means. And now, with the bases loaded,
Demetrius Noriega.
we've got Demetrius Noriega, number 21. Noriega sees ball 1 high. He's 0-1 so far on the day. In this case, an RBI opportunity with the bases loaded. And driven past first base. That'll stay fair. Good connection from Noriega. 1 Lobo will score, and here comes Jacob Bush, who will make it 2. So 11-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here comes Nate Childers.
All right, Nate. I see you. Where did that come from?
Never again.
So the bunt from Childers, and the throw is passed first. Here comes Herrera at home plate. He'll score 12-1. Lander Lobos leading.
If the coaches are good with it.
So the coaches and the umpires check in, and it's decided that that will be the ball game. So Lander taking that sizable lead, 12-1, the final score here in City Park. A quick game tonight on a chilly evening. Another good performance from the Lobos. Their bats in particular very strong tonight. So join us soon for more Lobos action. Of course, we will be continuing to call all home games live on the WYO Today YouTube channel. And for our Gatorade player of the game today, we're going to give that to Jacob Bush, who is ever reliable getting on base, hit 2 singles, and got on base a 3rd time via a walk. So a major contributor to Lander's productive bats this evening. Solid play at 3rd base as well, though he was rarely called into action on this occasion. That is Jacob Bush, your player of the game. And that'll do it tonight. So thanks as always for tuning in. We will see you next time, Lobos fans. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening.
To see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be